welcome to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles. But before we get started, a word from one of our supporters.
Miami-Dade College has career paths in anything you want to be. What's your story? Be global. Be cutting edge. Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. Yes, I am your host, and you already know that I am excited, talking about black business, minority business, women-owned businesses. That's what we're here for, to connect the dots. And I'm so excited to have this entrepreneur with us today, Miss Cordelia Anderson. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
So great to see you. This is a woman about town. Everywhere you go, she's there. As I said, we talk about connecting the dots. She's out there doing that.
Yes.
So, you and I talked a little bit before we came on the air, and you told me you made your way to Miami via Boston. Let folks know a little bit about you before we get started in who you are as an entrepreneur.
Yes, I am Cordelia Anderson. I've been in the real estate business now for just a little over 20 years. Before that, I went to School of Engineering at Northeastern University, Boston.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I became an engineer back in the late 90s. I'm kind of aging myself a bit. But I ended up working for Department of Defense, contractor, Cisco certified engineer.
Okay.
And then I ended up venturing into real estate. So here I am today.
So from engineering to real estate, and obviously we're here in Miami, South Florida. And, I still talk about the pandemic a little bit because we're pretty much out of the pandemic, but there's been many effects of the pandemic, especially here on South Florida. And the effects that I'm talking about is all those folks who have moved here.
Yes, I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I moved to sunny South Florida over 20 years ago as well. But the pandemic brought a lot of people here. And actually the real estate business did very well in the pandemic because of all the transplants that started coming down. Right.
Mm-hmm. And it did very well, but then at the same time, it has made it very challenging for, I guess I would say, our young folks who are looking to buy their first home. I don't even want to go back to when I bought my first home. When you're young, you're not making the money that you would love to make, and the housing market is, what's the median income of a house? Something like 400 and some thousand?
Oh, I think it's gone up a little bit to like 5 or maybe low 6.
Really?
Yeah, things have changed so much. Inventory is low.
Right.
There's a housing shortage.
Yeah, wow, just like that. Because, from 4 to almost 600,000.
Yeah, especially right after the pandemic was over. Homes were a little more affordable during the pandemic.
Right.
Right after, just the demand for housing has shot the prices up so quickly.
So, again, we talk about folks moving down from the north, and obviously that has changed things a lot. And the one thing that I guess I say anecdotally, if you're living in New York in a 1,200 square foot apartment that you're paying $3,000-4,000 for, and you come to South Florida and you're on a quarter of an acre or a half acre or even zero lot line, but you have a 3,000 square foot house for less than what you were paying for that apartment in New York, it made a difference.
It made a huge difference. A lot more elbow room. Right?
A lot more elbow room. And then the other thing about folks coming down during the pandemic, we were open versus New York, Chicago, Philly, the northern cities, where they basically were locked in the winter. Here, you can dine outside 100%. The restaurants could have 100% dining versus 50% inside. So it really changed things.
Yeah, it did.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the weather's beautiful. We got these beaches here. You got room to roam. It's much more different than living up north, being cramped in a house all day with the family.
Right. You know, and that's an interesting thing. We talk about affordable housing here a lot because of the challenges with affordable housing and workforce housing. What is your niche? Where do you move about from whether it's affordable housing or workforce housing or I can't even say the name of, I don't even know what you call it, those $3 million, $4, $5, $10 million homes.
Luxury homes.
Oh, that's what they call it.
Yes, luxury homes. My niche over the years have been in the luxury home market,
Okay.
and condo market.
Okay.
But I have moved throughout, different areas in housing. Like I've given classes for first-time home buyers and things
Okay.
of that sort. I've done short sales. Now venturing into development of real estate, small scale.
Okay. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but you mentioned short sales. I haven't heard that term in a minute. So explain that.
Well, short sales came about really heavy, maybe 2007, 8 during that time there.
Yeah, I got caught up in that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, a short sale is when the bank accepts a lower price for the house than it's worth. Just to go ahead and mediate the mortgage and get you out of it without foreclosing.
Okay. And that did happen, as you said, during the housing boom around 2007, 2008. There was a lot of, what did they call that in terms of the mortgages that were given, but really the value wasn't in the homes?
Yeah, the value wasn't in the home, so that's why they had to do short sales. It's either the short sale or a foreclosure, and a short sale is much better for the owner.
In talking about foreclosures, I know in terms of investment, there are those opportunities to buy foreclosure. Is that market still there?
Not as much. Just the inventory is not there as much. That market is more for cash-ready buyers.
Okay. Talk about, so what's a cash-ready buyer?
All cash. They don't need to go through a mortgage. They don't need to get a lender. They have the cash ready to purchase the home in full.
Okay.
So there's no contingencies.
Okay, so those opportunities are still out there in the market?
There's a few, but not very much like it was before.
Okay.
And if they are available, they're getting snatched up so very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Now, the luxury market, here we are again. I recall having a conversation a couple years ago with a general contractor, and here we are in 2024, and this might have been 2 or 3 years ago, and I mean, you're seeing cranes everywhere, and you talk about the pandemic. Real estate, like you said, was booming. Real estate construction didn't stop, so you see a lot of towers still going up. And when I was speaking to this general contractor 3-4 years ago, he said, you haven't seen anything yet, and because basically there were a lot of developments still on the books that hadn't come out yet.
That's
they were
right.
going through zoning and building and
Permitting.
zoning and permitting.
Yes.
And now you're starting to see that. We're going to take a little break. We're going to have a commercial. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about those opportunities with condos, whether it's on Brickell, Mary Brickell Place, throughout all of South Florida, down. Talk about Florida City, we talk about Homestead, et cetera. So we'll be right back. We're going to take this little commercial break and we'll see you on the other side.
Time earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable.
You're watching MDC-TV. A world of education and opportunity within reach. You're watching MDC-TV.
So we're going to get back to that conversation. We'll be right back. We'll take a little break See you in a minute.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. We're at having, I'm sorry, let's do that again. From there?
Yeah, okay. 3. I will cut it from there. 2, 1.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles, and we have Miss Cordelia Anderson. We're here talking about real estate, and I guess it's the real estate construction boom that's going on now. And, you know, like I was saying, whether it's Florida City, Homestead, I was just coming up from the Keys the other day, and I still see all this construction going down in the Florida City and Homestead. Talk about what's happening in our community in terms of real estate boom, whether it's Brickell, whether it's Mary Brickell Place, all over Miami, Coral Gables.
Well, like you said, you know, a lot of the permittings are coming through, the codes are coming through, all those applications that were put in a few years ago, they're just now being approved, so they're going to continue with building. There's, you know, it's also the shortage of housing, so lots of condos are going up. Brickell's inundated with them. People are being priced out of certain areas. So you talk about Florida City, a lot of them have moved down further south to find more affordable housing.
Right.
And things like that. So.
Now, you said you're looking or delving into developing yourself.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, I do own a few properties here in Dade and Broward,
Okay.
also St. Lucie County.
Okay.
And so one property in particular, it's 3 units. So I'm working now on getting the zoning changed so I can make it up to 12 units.
Wow.
And I'm going to create workforce housing / affordable housing for individuals with that.
Okay. And I know that the county here, in particular Miami-Dade County, the commission, the mayor, has put in place, I want to say leniencies or creating opportunities for people to do more with their property in terms of the zoning or the lot line. You can do more. Talk about that.
Yeah, even parking restrictions have been left restricted. You know, have been they eased up on parking restrictions for the zoning.
Okay.
In certain areas, especially like opportunity zones or zones with transient systems in them. They've become more lenient on those zonings. So now you're able to get your property to the highest and best use.
Okay.
And able to make it more units because they need housing.
Right. Now, you said you're turning a 3-unit into a 12-unit. How is that process? But I think you said that might have been in St. Lucie?
No, this is actually in Liberty City.
Oh, this is in Liberty City?
Yes.
Okay. So how is that process for someone who has not thought about developing their property? They may own a lot. As our good friend, my chairwoman would say, grandma, grandpa, somebody left property to you. Talk about that whole process of developing.
Yeah, I mean, the process of developing could be a long one. Mm-hmm. Certainly depending on if you're in Miami-Dade, the city or the county. So you need to make sure that it's zoned for that, whether you can go 2 stories or 3 stories, whether you can go 2 units, 4 units, 10 units, etc., whether it allows for a certain amount of parking spaces and so forth, whether your lot is the correct size for the type of building that you want to put on it. Yeah, so I've been working with Durham and different departments, zoning, some elected officials, trying to get everything approved.
Okay.
To enhance my property.
So there's a lot of homework you have to do.
A lot of homework. It's not overnight. This is a
It's
couple.
not overnight success. you
No,
mean?
this is a couple years in the making. so,
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say would be the biggest challenges?
The biggest challenge, I would say, is, finding the right architect. Again, getting permission for certain things, like making sure that the sewer lines are connected, making sure the infrastructure is there for what you need to build.
And what do you mean by infrastructure?
This like the sewer lines.
Okay.
Some of these properties, like in Liberty City, may not be connected to the city sewer. Some of them still have wells.
Right, septic tanks.
Septic tanks. So that's been a challenge
Okay.
so far. But because they're building so much, the infrastructure is getting there.
Okay. And the other thing you mentioned, obviously there's the county, and then there's the municipality, whether it be the city of Miami or say Miami Gardens. Do you find yourself dealing with both?
Yes. Yes, I
Can you
do.
talk about that process a little bit?
Well, a lot of it is trial and error, and I'm still learning in the process while
Okay.
I'm in it.
Okay.
I've never developed before, so this is all new to me. But I've learned so much, and I've made so many connections, and I'm understanding now how to navigate through the process.
Okay. All right. Where do you see the future of Miami in real estate in terms of for our young folks? And I know that's one of the biggest challenges we have.
Yeah, I mean, for our young folks, the future, I mean, everybody's coming here, and Miami is vibrant, it's popping. So many businesses are coming here.
Right.
A lot of them are here because of the tax breaks, the wonderful tax breaks that's given as a Florida state person that lives here, resident.
Right.
So there's a lot of benefits to moving here, and also there isn't for the ones that are already here and working current jobs with current salaries now. It's not allowing them to afford what's going on right now. So
what would be your recommendation to a young person that's looking to buy their first property?
I would recommend them to start with a duplex.
Okay.
Or some type of multifamily home and live in one unit and rent out the others and let that pay for your life.
Right.
I think that would be a big help rather than going into a single family home right
So
now.
are those opportunities available?
They are. You can also buy the land and build it.
Okay.
That's an option too.
Yeah. And the other thing that we talk about a lot, in which I guess we're saying we're losing a lot of that, is land in Liberty City. A lot of folks, we grew up there and then we moved out to the suburbs or wherever we moved to, and now, and then we talk about climate gentrification.
Yeah.
We talk about, the fact that Liberty City itself is on a higher ground, and developers and people are buying a property. Are there still opportunities for our young folks to, and that's the other thing, they want to be on Brickell versus being in Liberty City.
I think being on Liberty City is a better deal. I mean, what you could do is you could buy an old home that's already there. And
But we don't
renovate
want
it.
old. We want brand new. We
I'm
want
saying,
shanty.
make it brand new, knock it down, build it over again,
Right.
remodel what's there, because the land is there, it's inland. People are moving inland, and the value is going to go up there now. So go ahead and reap those benefits.
Right. But that's the reality of it. Our young folks, they want, the Brickell, they want the shiny, they want, and to your point, buy something, and it's about beginning. And when you start, it isn't always what you want it to be,
Yeah.
but you can make it, as you said, make it what you want it to be.
Make it what you want it to be. I mean, you got to start somewhere.
So tell them how to do that.
I would say always, invest in real estate. Buy a duplex. If you're a first-time home buyer, I would invest in a duplex.
Okay.
I would live on one side and rent out the other side. And after 2 years, you could rent out both.
Right.
And then buy something else that you desire more. And
Okay.
then keep building from there.
And so if I'm a young person or anyone who's looking to purchase some real estate, how can they get in touch with you?
You can reach me at my cell phone number directly, 772-215-8824. You can also follow me on Iheart Real Estate Miami on Instagram. My website is iHeartRealEstateFlorida.com. So you can reach me any of those ways.
All right. Well, this has been a great conversation with Miss Cordelia Anderson. This has been the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. You want to reach out to the Chamber, call us at 305-751-8648 or m-dcc.org. See you next time.